my roll number is 344. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, all the admiration goes to Allah and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My presentation is about robotics, and I would like to thank our respected teacher, Sir Rafay, who gave us a chance to give the presentation about the robotics. Well, nowadays everyone listens news from the different channels that US and Japan is working on the robots, and the robotic field is going very fast, and different scholars and writers put light on it that the next world is the world of robotics. For example, the director James Cameron movie Terminator put light on it that the next world we will see that every work is done by the robots, and also the George Lucas, the Star Wars director, also put light on it. So it is not false that the next world is the world of robotics, and in our country that we need to do a lot of work in robotics. As far as the robotics is concerned, robotics is the machine controlled by the computer, and it does some tasks of humans. And it is a practical working application of mechanical and electronics and software. And as far as the American Institute of Robotics, the robotics is the field in which the multifunction manipulators and it moves the tools and different objects. And the robotics and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the most important part in the robotics because without artificial intelligence you cannot get a good success at large scale in the commercial basis. Artificial intelligence is the field of science, field of computer in which we do some tasks in advance as thinking and making decision and reasoning and taking action. Artificial intelligence is the branch of a computer in which we do some tasks in advance because it is done itself reasoning and taking some decisions according to the desired function. And artificial intelligence and robotics are very important and central role. If artificial intelligence has widely apart in the robotics, then your robot do a lot of tasks. Please. Then the question is that the knowledge is required in any aspect of thinking. That how you are expecting to think. The first question is raised. So that's why artificial intelligence work on it. And the second question that is occurs in artificial intelligence, how that knowledge should be present. If you present it as good in robotics, then you can do a good task. And the last question is that how knowledge should be used, because it is the implementation, that how you will implement and how run that task. So the need of artificial intelligence robotics is that in commercial basis, if you want a good success in it, then you must use the artificial intelligence, for example, in painting or in spot welding or in different kinds of things. Now I am going to talk about the different features of robotics. So one of them, most important, is the actuators. Actuators is just like a muscle, and you can say it's like the human, the wrist and the elbow. We use the motors and the stepper motors and piezo motors and servo motor. That's for the motors. So the motor is widely used in the robotics, and the servo motor it is different from the DC motor because it does with some steps, not like a DC motor continuously rotating. And piezo motors are the alternate of DC motors. There are some robots and users. And as for the 6-axis servo motor, this is the most important and thing in the robot. In 6-axis servo motor, you can say that the axis, the arms, the joints, even the wrist and the elbow like a human arm, it is work, and you can increase the axis. Axis is the joint junction of different joints. And nowadays it is about to the 6-axis motor 7, even 16-axis.
There are many parts which may comprise for making a complete robot. You can see that there are numerous components which completely make a robot. Now change the slide, please. Now, as far as the list is concerned, you can see that there are many things which make a robot, but the thing that we are concerned with is the manipulator, the controller, and the power supply. Manipulator, as we all know, it's just a basic hand function of the robotic arm. It can be called a mechanical arm or a robotic arm. Its function is to provide a hand to the robotic body. Now we come to the controller. The other basic part is the controller. It is just a brain of the robot and tells each part of the robot what to do next. And comes the power supply. Power supply provides the appropriate energy to the manipulator in order to perform the desired function. Change the slide, please. Now comes the classification of the robot. The classification of robot the robot can be classified in 3 different types. That is the path to be followed,
Saad bhai,
the control capability and flexibility,
idhar wale,
and the coordinate system. Path to be followed includes 5 types. That is the point-to-point robots, continuous path robots, control path robots, and servo and non-servo robots. Point-to-point robots. Point-to-point robots are those robots that are capable of moving from one point to the other, but they cannot stop during their movement. Continuous path robots are those which are capable of stopping at any specified point, but that specified point should be specified by the programmer or the user. Control path or computed trajectory robot. Control path can generate a circular path, a straight line path, a curved path, or any different path, but the start and stop coordinates have to be programmed by the user, and a path definition is required, a basic path definition is required. Now the servo and non-servo robots. As far as the non-servo robot is concerned, they cannot determine their exact or the present position, while the servo robot has got means to determine their present position, and they can feedback the position to the controller so that a particular path can be generated for the robot to follow. Then we have the control capability and flexibility. First of all, we have the sequence control machine. The sequence control machine goes through a set of instructions or a set of preset instructions. Basically, its function can be compared to that of a washing machine. Then we have the numerically controlled machines. The numerically controlled machines are those which do not need to be taught, and they follow a particular path between 2 points, but the user or the programmer has to perform that particular path. Then we have the adaptive robots. The adaptive robots are those which are equipped with a computer control and a sensory feedback system so that they can adapt to their environment that they are in. Intelligent robots. Now the most important thing is the intelligent robot. I would like to pass it on to 319 who's going to explain us the operating part. That's for the robot. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hassan Hameed and my roll number is 319. Now, I am going to continue from the types of robot. There are 2 types of robot. Number 1 is a fixed robot and number 2 is movable robot. Fixed robot have 4 types. Number 1 fixed robot on pedestal base. Number 2 fixed robot on support from the above, and number 3 fixed robot on a track. No, sir, उन्होंने क्लासिफिकेशन बता दी, मैं टाइप बता रहा हूँ. Okay, after that, fixed robot on overhead gantry. After that, I have the movable robot. Movable robot have 4 types. Vehicle number 2. Track vehicle number 3. Sir, we can say this robot, this type of robot, mobile or movable. Number 3, mobile with 4 or 6 legs. Number 4, mobile with 2 legs. After that, please say that. Now I will tell you about the operating power for robot. There are 3 operating power for robot which can be used. Number 1, the electric motor. Number 2, the hydraulic actuator, and number 3 is the pneumatic actuator. The pneumatic actuator works in that manner that it has a piston. Piston driven by compressed air. Piston driven by compressed air. This type of the pneumatic actuator work on. Okay, next. 321.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saad. I bear roll number 321. I have here 3 topics. My first topic is application of robots. There are so many applications of robots like handling, processing, assembling, dismantling, welding. But there are 3 main applications of robots which are widely used. There is handling, assembling, and welding. Here is my second topic. My second topic is why robots are used. In this section, I can explain why robots are widely used more and more in industrial and commercial applications. First of all, at present time, At present time, the number of robots are used increasingly at the rate of 35% per year. Now, second thing, manufacturers are finding that the use of robots can be used for actual cost of making a project can be reduced by the use of robots. There I can explain 2 points rather than 3 points for the application of robots. First point is speed of operation is more higher than in robots than the humans. Here I can explain by example. A welding robot, a robot welder can maintain an average rate of 30 inches per minute, while a man can weld only 10 inches.